Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Relyks, and today I have for you guys an Advanced Wars match. It's been almost a month and a half around there since I last did an Advanced Wars match on my channel. But this one, I felt like I needed to share. We had a good time, me and this guy named Lance808. So overall, I was actually, pretty happy with the results of this match, and we had a pretty fun time playing this together. We both stressed each other out, that's for sure. And so I wanted to, give a shout out to Lance. Good match overall. But let's get started with, what this map is. First, it is called Midnight Sun. So this map, 3-base map. There's a port, there's a lab, there's a airport, and 2 comm towers for each player, as well as a black boat blocking off the bottom left and top right sections of the map, including the pipes. And then of course in the other corners, the opposite corners, is pipeline seams that are blocking off for a city. So overall, it's a pretty interesting map, very horizontal, so not going to be surprising to see some wall versus wall engagements. That is one of the reasons why I felt like this map might get a little bit stally at times, but at the same time it was actually a really well balanced map. At first I didn't like it, the way it was playing out, but as the match went along, it actually didn't turn out too bad. But yeah, we'll get started and I'll talk about it as we go. So, obviously, first turns, it's the capture game, doesn't really matter. Obviously, we're going to go for the neutral bases to start. Nothing too complicated. But with my extra infantry, I do go out this way to begin with. And we'll see what if he also follows up with the same captures as I do. The middle, you can see in the very bottom and the very top, can be chain captured. So it depends if you want to use your infantry for that, or you want to use 2 infantry, which I'm going with just 1 guy. They too are going to go with 1 guy as well, it looks like. And they built the first vehicle with an artillery. Now, what's interesting about this artillery, the pipes are on the left side for him, and pipes are on my right side. So I was like, okay, that's an interesting build. What's he going to use the artillery for? Not sure, but we'll find out eventually. So again, capture game's still going, just moving out my forces. They're going quickly for the airport. As you guys can see, the black boats are blocking the pathway, so you have to go around this way, which is not too bad because it's heading towards the middle of the map, but at times going around this way can actually be very useful, especially defending this location if your one base over here doesn't have enough troops to push out a defense. So it's kind of interesting. So just like them, I too built an artillery on my at my base, however on the opposite side of theirs to match it on this side. However, my intent is to break these pipes open if possible. The sooner I can do that, the sooner I can break through here and just kind of traverse this extra tile. 1 tile could make a difference as far as movement. And then of course this pipe over here as well for the extra city. That way I don't have to use a black boat to transport my guys over there, or a T-copter to transport to that city. So like I said, interesting that they built the artillery. And as you guys can see, they're out in the middle as well, really reaching out there, as will I. So I do go for the farther city though, in the middle on my left side, because I do believe that it is easier to capture this one and then retreat back and capture this one, and then once we have both cities, I could easily defend it if needed. Especially with 2 comm towers on the map, you get 20% extra firepower. So in this mirror match where we're both Rachel, there's really no one who has an extra, advantage above the other person. It's just a matter of when the supers are going to come into play, how is that going to affect how each player, deals with it. So moving along, they move their artillery all the way over here. So again, moving along the road, not sure what its goal is, but it does move into range of the black boat. So I'm like, oh, are they going to kill my black boat? That's free co-power for me. And to finish their turn, they built an artillery on their left side in the top corner, obviously to try and break down the pipeline. So I'm like, oh, okay, quite interesting. Very interesting. So they have their airport now as well in the top right. I'm continuing to just capture. expecting them, there's a reason they probably went for that airport. So I said, oh, okay, they probably want to get air units out as soon as possible, especially with the terrain in the middle. There's a couple mountains and forest paths, so having an anti-air travel around is kind of going to be inconvenient. And then of course the helicopter can just shift sides really easily. So I expected a helicopter to come out. That's why I built anti-air preemptively. And they do indeed shoot on my black boat. And I'm like, okay, that's really weird. As you guys can see, I gained co-power equal to half of the black boat. So I was like, that's an interesting tactic. As you guys can see, I haven't even begun to even get close to attacking their black boat. In my mind, that's 7,000 co-power that I could generate. I'm almost to my, that generates even more to my super. So I'm like, okay, that's an interesting maneuver. I'm not sure if that's going to be beneficial, but now that infantry is going to, instead of going this way to help capture that city, because they have this one, it's going to go straight down once they destroy the black boat and capture the comm tower. And on contrary, this artillery did not go in range of the pipeline. So I'm like, okay, what are they doing with that one? I'm not sure. Just FYI, this guy is rated higher than me as far as the Global League is concerned. And so it's not like he's a bad player. In fact, I think he's a really skilled player. But, some interesting tactics being taken here. So capturing properties still. And they built another artillery on their left side. And it's like, that's a lot of artilleries. You're probably going to need some tanks, or, maybe even anti-air eventually for when I get helicopters out. Kind of interesting to see all of these artilleries coming out. So obviously this person likes to play defense, perhaps. So obviously I'm going to move out my guys. I even attack into their capture here. On contrary to their side, I already have this city, the farther city. So I could just retreat and they can't even capture it this turn. So I don't have to worry about that. And I also got a pretty good roll here. So I got the higher end of the attack. And I have infantry coming in as backup. So overall I think that's a pretty good engagement. And of course this guy has no one else backing him up. So he is pretty much going to die. So overall it's looking pretty good. I'm about to break my pipe open on my next turn. So that will be very useful to start getting vehicles moving through the center very easily. And like I said, I moved back and captured. The only way they can stop my captures is if they forego their comm tower and interrupt me. I don't remember if they do or don't, but we'll see. And I also build the first tank of the match. So I have the first anti-air, preparing for those battlecopters. There's probably a reason they went for the airport so early, as well as the first tank. So it's an interesting match so far. Again, captures kind of important. As you guys can see, after my turn, I was actually leading by 1. So Penguin attacks my guy, losing engagement in their sense because I've already gotten the first strike, and now I'm going to use this guy to basically kill that guy, no problem. So again, now this artillery moved back 1 space is now in range of the pipeline. Probably should have left it a space back before. That way they could at least attack it. Considering that I don't really have anything over here, there's no reason for them to have built that artillery. Very strange. I wonder if it was a misclick, perhaps. But they do build 2 tanks this turn, 1 on each side. And my turn rolls in now. So I'm going to continue my captures. Again, if they want to interrupt my capture here, they gotta forego their comm tower, which would not probably be a good idea. And as Rachel, by the way, we get 3 HP repairs on our bases and cities. So this guy will recover up to 100% after 2 turns instead of 3. So very useful, very useful. So I use my tank that I just built to destroy the pipeline. That way my artillery can actually start to go to the right side and break open that pipe. So very useful right there. Thinking about it, in retrospect, I should have put the artillery right here. That way, when it finishes destroying the pipe, I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, get resupplied possibly on this base, even if I have to base skip, and then I could even move over here and attack instead of having to waste that extra turn there. But that's okay. It really doesn't matter in the end. Comm tower, I'm going for my second one now. And now I have all these infantry backing up the middle here as well. As far as the property is concerned, technically that's on the middle of the map, so it's neither mine or theirs. You know, those are where these ones are going to be contested. These ones going through the stream in the middle. So getting that one early helps me because they don't have it on their side. And as you guys can see, at the end of my turn, I actually have a 3 capture lead going into their turn, in which they aren't even capturing a city now. So that's already a boost for me. I think I played that very well. They get their second comm tower, and they are starting to break open this middle pipe as well as the far left, and their infantry are now starting to move out a little bit on the left side. Again, they outnumber me, so I have to watch out for that. I don't want to lose too many infantry, you know, on that side. They build a tank and a couple infantry, saving up a little bit of money here. Overall, nothing too scary. They are going to break this pipe open soon, I'm sure. And then, yeah, we'll see what happens. They are capturing 2 more cities this turn. Again, even with those 2 cities, as you guys can see on my turn, I'm capturing 3 more. So I'm still going to have a huge capture lead. And I got my second comm tower. So on the left side, I go for another city capture. If they want to try and stop me, they got to use infantry. Right side, I'm trying to break open the pipe. And I'm going for my other middle cities here. The only one that can, actually no one can stop me in here. So again, I'm getting another city on the opposite side. This is theirs, and this is the one I'm getting now. So again, going for that early city right here and then retreating back to this one is proving to be the best choice for me, because now I'm starting to get extra income and there's nothing they can do about it. So even though I built the anti-air expecting a battlecopter, I ended up getting the first battlecopter of the match. Very surprising, to be honest. I was actually shocked that they built, you know, so many artilleries, and in this case they really haven't done anything right. So my anti-air is zoning them out compared to their artilleries. I don't need attack right now. You know, the capture game is way more important right now. So overall, I think I'm winning this match. So they break open the pipe, and then now their vehicles are able to move through just like mine are. And they move up with their units here, guaranteeing their property here. No problem. That is on their side. I don't mind that. And they finally build a battlecopter as well, and you guys can see the movement. Without the black boat here, it can go straight down the side here instead of having to waste a couple movement to go around the pipes. So very handy to do that. And then it could of course attack the silo platform here if needed. So my units aren't exactly 100% safe. So again, just moving around the units. They build an anti-air to retaliate against my battlecopter, as expected. That's kind of the play here. So I capture more cities, and I even go for this one. And again, once again, there's nothing here to interrupt me. The tanks can't reach, this infantry can't reach, so once again, that's another city that I get for free. As of this turn, you guys can see I actually have a, what is that, 6 capture lead going into the end of my turn. That's pretty high. I would think that they need to start considering stopping my captures, if not trying to get more captures on their own. Like these guys over here, they're not moving at all. In fact, I personally would have thought, you know, hey, take the risk and attack. They have 2 tanks here with an artillery coming in. I only have 1 tank right now, and then this is their strong side with 2 bases. That was their moment to probably attack, especially with these guys over here. Instead of going up like that, they could have moved them over and, you know, help defend against this city, because I already have this one as well. So I'm not sure if you know, they're just not seeing the captures right, or perhaps I'm just doing a better job at the capture game. Overall, I'm very pleased with how things are going. I formed my walls again. Like I said, it's going to be pretty wall heavy. Left side, contrary to when I used the planes to attack a city, I'm on a silo platform, and this time I actually lost out on this engagement, 6-6. That's very unfortunate, especially since I actually have a second comm tower now. Very weird. In fact, I would like to actually see the calculations for that, because I am kind of curious. Like, so the end result I did do 4 damage, and in retaliation, he did 4 damage. So as you guys can see here, as a 6, they really shouldn't have been able to do 4 damage. So I actually don't know what happened there. That must have been a bug of some kind, because I do not remember this guy actually engaging anybody throughout this entire match so far, right? So not sure what happened. But again, this is why I don't like con towers. They just change the dynamic of the game way too much, especially in a situation like this where the damage calculator doesn't even get it right. So I built another Battlecopter. So now that we have these airports, like I said in the beginning, Battlecopters can move through this map fairly easily. And if you build an anti-air on one side, it's got to go around the terrain, so it's got to chase the Battlecopter. Very tricky. Overall, I think Battlecopters are pretty strong on this map as far as mobility is concerned. So we'll see how that comes into play. So they end up killing my infantry. Like I said, that probably should not have happened, but it's okay. I interrupt their capture for another turn, and I don't mind since I already have the capture lead. If I can prevent them from getting that sooner, that's fine. And that's not also mentioned. They have to allocate their forces to help defend it even more. So totally fine by me, forcing them to go that way. They are starting to capture this city. I'm like, okay, no problem, no problem. Their first Battlecopter moves out. Even though he blew up the black boat, still went around this way and then over here. So again, an interesting, thing to do to blow up my black boat, but instead of using the movement through the black boat, tile, you just went around anyways. Very weird. And again, like I said, I'm going to get the city now. So after their turn, they're still losing by 4, and I get another city. So now I have a 5 lead. I do interrupt this. Again, I have the infantry advantage, so I go for the attack. More Battlecopter coming in. I finally break open this pipe, so now my infantry can go capture. They have not broken theirs. It has 1 HP left, so they will break it with their infantry on the next turn. But again, they have to do another 2 turns to capture it. So, kind of interesting there. I go for a cheeky capture here, forcing his infantry to attack. In order to stop me, he has to use an infantry on the planes or the tanks. Obviously vehicle would be a bad idea. I go for a tank hit, leaving myself in range of this artillery, but I do stop the capture, and I even use a second tank to go in as well. So I even attack the infantry, killing that guy as well. So in order to, this anti-air is out of position, so in order to hit my tanks with his tank, he would have to kill this infantry first, which the only way to do that is to use both the tank and the infantry, or the artillery and infantry to kill him. So I felt like that was the right move for me, at least in this moment, to help prevent this from being taken. And then of course I could just retreat in this moment as well. I even went for attack here. I probably not the smartest move, honestly, looking back on this, but I was trying to think, okay, I have the capture advantage, maybe take out their infantry so they can't capture. But honestly, that didn't matter because there's a second one right there. So I probably should have just retreated it this turn. So pretty stupid of me. I even moved this tank here. Free hit on this this penguin here. So again, this tank only has one option: to attack a tank, or use the artillery to attack a tank. Either way, I felt like it was an advantage point for me, so that's why I did that. And I moved my forces around here as well. This neutral city, I don't really care about getting it. There's no real urgency, especially with his units there. He does outnumber me, so I'm not going to push the effort too much. I built another Battlecopter and a couple tanks as well. Keeping up the infantry game, they act as good walls. Tank can just move through the middle as well, there's nothing contesting here, or it can move to the right to help support against here. And again, Battlecopters. I got a chain of Battlecopters coming out now, so that's very dangerous if they don't build enough anti-airs. Not to mention, these have to chase me, so I could send it to the right side and help take over here. Because again, the lab's on the right side for them, lab's on my left side for me. But you guys can see that territory-wise, I already have control right here. So they use their artillery, get a nice strong hit on my tank, and anti-air actually finishes it off. And I'm like, oh, I actually didn't see the anti-air doing that. That's a mistake on my part. So obviously you guys can see that I probably went a little too aggressive. Same thing here. I leave my tank vulnerable, so it got hit hard. And of course the infantry are going to move in. Now he has the vehicles to push me back, and I can't even use my battlecopters to help. So kind of sucks. I probably didn't think that through very clearly. They didn't go for the neutral city yet, but they moved their forces towards their lab, probably seeing that there's a threat here with all my infantry here. So totally fine. Instead of capturing, they decide to go for the hits from the city first, by the way. So very interesting. It was a 10 on an 8. I do believe I may have lucked a damage out of that. So they do 6 damage. They did. And I have a 9 to 10%. So actually, it wasn't that much of a luck damage. So I did do the retaliation damage, was fine. And then they didn't actually kill me here, so that's actually really lucky. So they have to use another infantry to finish him off. So even one infantries can be very good walls. They can block paths or block captures. So very useful. Even though even though they're pretty much dead, it doesn't really matter. They get in the way. So as you guys can see, I blundered a little bit. I lost a little bit of value here, trying to attack into their units. But overall, I'm not too worried yet. Get a nice hit on the infantry for free. This anti-air can't attack my battlecopter here. I continue to press the attack a little bit, and I even kill that infantry so that my battlecopter can attack the artillery. And this is where things start to go a little bit bad, a little bit south for me. So I kill the artillery, and I even move my infantry up. And I even get a hit on this anti-air, leaving myself vulnerable to a tank attack, killing my tank. Now, the reason I did this, because normally, I really wouldn't think they would be able to really break through. Obviously, I forgot about this tank as well, has movement. So this tank could kill me, and then these guys can kill me as well. I'm forgetting that this is a 2 comm tower map, so damage outputs are going to be much higher. Regardless that, yes, they will be able to break through this and probably kill my battlecopter, I am still forgetting that this is a 2 comm tower map, and they are able to punch really hard when I leave myself vulnerable. So probably looking back on this was not the best moves here. But as you guys can see, I got 2 battlecopters and a tank out here, which is this anti-air, which is now weak. So they also built another one. But again, it needs to take 2 turns just to get back out here, while my battlecopters have a little bit of fun. So on the right side, I am pushing a little bit. I want to see if we can get the city, if possible. I've already got my properties here, so I don't really need to hang around near the lab. So I just form a wall, retreat a little bit, keep my vehicles safe, not really worrying about anything. And I continue to build another battlecopter. Again, battlecopter spamming. When it's a 3 base and then an airport, I feel like gaining the units out is most important. So I continue to build 4 units every turn, and I even build an artillery. Now that I'm playing defense, still holding the capture lead for many turns now, this artillery is going to come in handy playing the defense here. If I put it here, hiding behind the mountain, I can protect my city. If I put it here, I could hide it behind the mountain and protect my city. So a lot of options with that guy. Finishes my infantry off in the bottom left. Goes for his capture in the top right, or top left finally. I already have my city, as you guys can see. And now I'm being punished for my attack. You guys can see in the very middle, I'm just being destroyed. My battlecopter died. Our supers are now coming into play. With all the destruction that just happened, obviously we are going to get our co-powers. I lose another tank. So now all of a sudden, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 vehicles to my 1 tank. I really blundered there a lot. Very devastating. And all of a sudden, things aren't looking too good for me as far as my vehicle count. I have a lot of infantry on my right side, but that's not going to do me any good if I can't fight back. And they even tech up this turn, building a medium tank on this right side. So I was like, oh, quite interesting. Considering how well they did over here, that's actually a decent build. Personally, I don't know if medium tank would have been my option, to be honest. Me personally, I'm not a huge fan of medium tanks. I would prefer neo tanks over medium tanks, especially on maps like this where it's pretty wide and spread out. The neo tank movement would come in handy. So if they could save up, that would have been better. Not to mention, I only have one anti-air. Build another tank, build another battlecopter. I think that would have been more useful. Or even have the money, build another anti-air to try and break these walls of my infantry. One anti-air, especially with 2 comm towers, it should kill infantry no problem, even on force, I believe. So if I put on myself on a forest and use an anti-air, yeah, with 2 comm towers, it's a 100% kill every time. So, not sure if that was the right build at the right time, but that's what they chose to go with. This is now the second stage of day 13, and I have my super. Now I'm looking at this and I'm like, is this the moment? I don't think so. There really isn't too many options for me. You guys can see here, and if you guys don't know that, Rachel shoots 3 missiles, and it goes infantry, HP, and cost. And so here is your HP and infantry, clear cut. And that's very devastating. And then of course, cost wise, I think it may shoot over here, but the medium tank here might even draw it out as well. So I don't see an option to shoot, so I do move some of my other guys to see if maybe I could plan something out, but I just don't see any options, so I'm just going to move defensively. Again, my artillery's, I still hold the capture lead, so there's no point in me rushing, so I'm going to hold my wall as much as I can and just play defense. I don't need to rush anymore, especially since I lost over here. My only option right now is to retreat. I really don't have much of an option. And I even attack here, killing an infantry, because there's only 1 tank, and it can't attack into my tank. It will lose out on the engagement, and their artillery is not in range. So I get a free infantry kill, to make up for my losses. But again, I don't have too many options here. So my battlecopters, I move to the middle here as well as backup. So now if they want to attack, charging into me, I will have a slight advantage in that department. I have the money, so why not? I build a neo tank this time, skipping the battlecopter and a couple more infantry to continue the walls. So now this neo tank counters their medium tank in a matter of speaking, even though they're on opposite sides. So now if they want to retaliate, they have to build something on their side that will defeat my neo tank, which they can't even build their own neo tank. So I thought it was a really good time to build that and tech up, especially since I have the capture lead still. So they continue to move their penguins in a fashionly order where it will draw in my super. If you guys don't know that already, that's Rachel is my favorite commanding officer as far as most games are concerned. Kanbei is my favorite overall, but Rachel would be my second. And so I do understand how her powers work, as well as her day-to-days, as well as, how people know to manipulate it. Now, me personally, I don't like to focus on the manipulation too much, because when you try and focus on manipulating your opponent's Rachel's missiles, you start to put your units out of position, or you give up something. In this case, they're not pushing forward to get this city, yet alone any of my other properties. So every turn that goes by, I'm getting extra funds compared to them. So in the end, I think, they're kind of wasting time, but that's just me personally. Again, I'm just one Rachel user. Maybe there's something else that people think, stalling like this, making an army like that will, buy them time. But to be honest, I don't think so. Yes, it takes 2 missiles away, but even just 1 missile hitting over here could be a huge detriment, right? Because let's say these guys get hit. So with the 2 comm towers, you can kill, but let's just say they only had 1 in a different map. It's not a 100% kill. So on a normal basis, you wouldn't be able to kill. However, in this case, it is. But, leaving it as a 7, my tanks will be able to one-shot them no problem. So it kind of leaves them vulnerable, and that's why I personally don't think, boxing up like this with your infantry is a great idea, compared to how I'm doing it where I'm spreading my guys out a little bit here and there. That's just my thought. So they too are going defense because they realize that we both are having our supers intact. And especially since, again, now I have them on the run because I have my super first. If they want to get theirs, they have to attack into me. So again, I have the captured lead. Look, this city that's is closest to me is even captured. I personally would have an easier time capturing this than they would. So I have a huge advantage that the properties are on my side of the map, where I control everything. I even go for their little capture here. They have to use a vehicle to stop me. This infantry cannot reach. So I was like, oh, cool. I even set up my artillery in range as well. Like, alright, let's do it. So I move in, continuing to form the walls and just make sure they can't get through very easily. Start to move my battlecopters towards the middle. Again, they have 3 anti-airs and a battlecopter over here. Yeah, I got none over here. Might as well move over there. And especially since they're not pushing the cities, so I'm going to move over there. I'm going to run around. And I have even 2 artilleries over here, you know, defending that property. So I continue to build another battlecopter, you know, making sure the anti-airs stay in place, more or less. And I build another artillery. Again, defense is my friend right now. So it's their turn. Okay, you guys can see this is day 15. They're losing in all areas as well, so they need to make a push of some kind. So they move in, kill my infantry. Oh, okay. Tank moves in, gets a nice hit. I don't know why he did that. I guess to use the battlecopter to attack the tank as well. Yes. So okay. Moving in even more. They're just shy of their super, which they got by attacking this city. Kind of surprised that they got that much. Oh, they did. It was only 300 short, so they got the damage in, got their super by damaging and interrupting the city, and let's see where they fire. So I have a 138k total value. After their super, I lose 18,000, and the missiles hit twice over here, hitting all of these guys, and then once over here, hitting the tank, infantry, battlecopter, and Neo tank. That was actually a really good hit. But again, only one missile hit all these vehicles. The rest were infantry, so it's not too devastating. Again, as Rachel, we repair 3 HP on cities, so my Neo tank will be able to recover in 1 turn. So it's not too bad for me. They move in, interrupt the capture, destroy my infantry, and they're going to push the offense over here with their penguins. Again, keeping the ball of infantry, so my missiles have to fire over there. Battlecopter moves around. Again, the black boat being gone has not played a part. In fact, it just gave me my super even more, which I haven't used first. I got it first, but I didn't shoot it first. So that's where I'm losing in value. Tank moves in and attacks my tank. Very odd, to be honest. I'm a little shocked by that. And they move in just a little bit. They even kill a tank over here again. 10 on 7 with the extra comm tower. It's like guaranteed kill. So after their turn, now they have like a 30k advantage as well as the unit advantage. But it's my turn now. So I'm like, okay, I need to use my super. I really do need to use my super at some point. When is it going to happen? Gotta think about it really carefully. I use it now. Twice here, and once in the battlecopter there here. So this is decent. The medium tank can't recover, and compared to my Neo tank, medium tanks are still weaker. So my Neo tank can still cause a little bit of havoc, whereas the medium tank, you know, it doesn't have the same firepower and defense as the Neo, so not too bad. But overall, all these infantry are now hit. So I'm like, okay, this is all the infantry they have on this side. I have all these guys. I still have some on this side. What can I do with this? Oh, by the way, let's take a look. So they had 145k. So I did about 15,000 damage with my super. They did 3,000 more than me. Not too bad. Overall, I am pleased with the results. So use my artillery, attack this tank that was foolishly enough to enter my area. I even moved my tank back to recover, so again, this will become a 6 on my next turn. This tank moves in, gets a nice hit on this tank. This artillery is way out of position, can't attack anything. and there's no tanks here to help back this guy up, so free hit for me. And because their super is active, they're not getting any value from this as well. And that is one of the key things about Rachel's super is, to me, you want to use it in a way that will not give your opponent too much co-power generation. And in this case, I'm using mine to my advantage to the point where I'm destroying a lot of things, whereas in their case, they had to attack into me in order to get their super, and so there really was no upside to them attacking as hard as they did. So I used my anti-air, free kill there, and again, moving my anti-air over here so I can attack the battlecopter. This tank was the only one ever in this area that can prevent my anti-air from attacking. Kind of failed at this job now. Boom. Infantry kills an infantry. Infantry kills an infantry. Infantry moves into recover. I even regroup, keeping the wall up, by the way, because now all these units are damaged. They can't one-shot my guys. Again, instead of this medium tank, probably would have been better to build an extra battlecopter and an anti-air when that medium tank was built. But now they can't do that, and they can't push through. So I regroup all my guys. Look, even though they use their super on me, all of a sudden my wall still looks like it's just as strong as it was before. Perfect. So again, battlecopter's moving over. I get a nice clean kill here. Again, nothing really harming my Neo tank. Even though it's a 7, it still packs a punch. The only thing that can attack is the battlecopter. But hey, look, I don't mind attacking the battlecopter. Let's get rid of it. You know, you want to keep your units there? Totally fine by me. I'm gonna keep hammering you hard. I even move my units to help defend this tank. This tank can't get to me. Sure, I may lose both battlecopters, but totally fine by me. My Neo tank will just mop up the rest of the anti-airs. Totally fine. Build a medium tank. Again, I need the extra firepower in this area, so medium tank can't be threatened by these guys, nor can my Neo tank. So it's a really strong build for me, and of course I still have enough to build a tank on this side with another infantry to attack over here. Because I only have one tank now over here, that's a 9, and then this one's recovering, so I do need more. So again, they go after my battlecopters, finishing them off. Not surprised at all. You know, it's kind of expected. But again, this artillery, not exactly in range to really do too much. I can still get some hits in. But they are starting to threaten my cities. And again, I've had the capture lead this entire time. Giving up 1 or 2 cities isn't going to be the end of the world for me. So they're going to move their medium tank to get recovered. All of their infantry are hits, so they need to recover those guys as well. Now they have the anti-air over here, but only have 1 battlecopter, so it's not too big of a threat. And yeah, overall, they had to do some repairs, so they lost a lot of money. They can't really build too many high-tech units. My turn now. Move medium tank in. By the way, Lance, if you ever see this, this was a huge misclick. This was supposed to be the tank. I somehow clicked the infantry instead, and I used my infantry to attack the anti-air. I have no idea how that happened. That was a huge misclick. It was supposed to be the tank above it for a kill, and then it just didn't turn out that way. So, just letting you guys know, that was a huge misclick on my part. Suicide my infantry to interrupt the capture. Tank attacks. Tank stays out of range, attacks. And I'm just going to keep moving around with my units, keep my battlecopters safe. Now I got 3 artilleries on the far right side. A huge defensive wall going for me. And I'm going to recover all my guys who got hit by those missiles. And I'm going for this capture again. Because again, there's not too many units that can threaten me. Unless they push too hard. So again, build more battlecopters. Get that battlecopter chain going again. As well as more infantry. The only problem is I'm losing all my infantry on the left side. So even though I have vehicle domination, as far as value wise, I don't have the infantry to capture if they get my city. So I need to watch out for that. They move with the battlecopter, attack my infantry, kill it. Even using the medium tank, I do believe they are going to one-shot me. And I wanted to see this. It is a one-shot. I thought for sure it would not be, but again, I misunderstand the 1 comm tower, to the difference between 1 comm tower and 2, and that left me vulnerable. So now I'm being hit hard, and it sucks. I lost an artillery, but the medium tank is in range with another one. So it's not like it's all bad, but it wasn't the best for me, that's for sure. So they did push hard. So again, as you guys can see, they have the unit lead right now, and it's not looking so good for me. I have the capture lead, but the unit lead just kind of dwindled away from me. So I may have made some misplays here and there, sacrificing maybe too many infantry along the way. But overall, I was like really scared that I was going to lose this match. I was kind of throwing. Look at this artillery. This is perfect positioning, by the way, by this guy. Like, holy crap, look at that positioning. Defending the cities, defending his vehicles. There's a mountain here. I don't have the troops to really get through. I'm like, oh my god. This turn specifically, I was like, what the hell just happened to me? And then over here, I got wounded guys, got nothing to really fight the medium tank. Sure, I'm going to get a battlecopter kill, but at the cost of my only anti-air in the area, there's another battlecopter that's ready to kill me. It's like, oh my god, this is not looking so good. It was a really huge turning point. My mind was going insane. All the while, I was playing other matches too, and I was losing those matches as well. So I was really stressing out here. But I do hit the medium tank, even though it's on a city, doing 4 damage. They will have to repair that up, 3 HP, but I figure it's a medium tank. I gotta take the hit. Use my battlecopter even to attack it even more. Kill the copter. Infantry moves in. Kill. Kill. Or almost kill. Kill. We're going capture. Kill. 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 Almost killed. Killed. All of a sudden, all those guys are gone, and I'm threatening this lab. So this artillery can shoot on it. This tank can't reach, so he has to use these guys here to attack and protect his lab. And I even move my units around a little bit more, make sure the medium tank can't just go around and attack my artillery. So again, overall, they're going to kill my battlecopter too, but still a pretty good engagement, knocking down that medium tank, so that's not the biggest threat. Again, compared to my Neo tank and medium tank being together against all of this, it's actually in my favor in a matter of speaking. So again, I got the units now leading because I destroyed all of those infantry that were weakened. And I even pushed the attack here, killing that. Medium tank moves in, kills the infantry. Heck, I am willing to sacrifice my battlecopter to hit that artillery. Now their artillery can't really do much damage. If we take a look at the damage calculator and we try to see if it attacks my medium tank, can't do anything. If it attacks my Neo tank by chance, 1 damage. Again, tanks won't be able to destroy my Neo tank even if they do attack it. Let's just say this one attacked me. 1 to 2 damage. It's not too bad because that'll get retaliation damage. So overall, hitting this artillery was my saving grace. They can't really fight back here. And then look, free hit for me. I'm going to run away and hit that. So the only thing this thing can attack is now a tank or my infantry. And that's going to have like very little effect. So I was like, very solid move by me. I thought that through very well. And now I have, again, I don't have the infantry, but I have the vehicle domination. Yeah, I'm going to have to surrender both cities. But hey, I already had the capture lead this entire time. Now's my time to actually probably try and push them back as much as I can. And I have the vehicle advantage, so no problems there. So they do even up the capture game, having captured the cities. And they are going to scorch earth me and destroy my infantry, killing a battlecopter. They're even going for my comm tower in the bottom left. Okay, so I have to watch out for that. So their tanks wipe out another tank. But again, the medium tank and Neo tank are still alive. They outnumber the tanks here just by being alive. So a huge advantage for me still. And again, the artillery is out of commission. It can't do anything. So they do use their anti-air to attack the lab, and then they use their super. I lost about 27,000 in value. All 3 missiles hit on this right side here. Now you guys can see I just lost all of my value over here. Everything. The infantry are all dead. The vehicles are hit. I no longer have an anti-air that's in range to attack this battlecopter. This one's coming in, but it's going to take 2 turns to get there. And again, the medium tank is still strong. So, see what happens. Kills the anti-air. Kills the infantry. Use the 10 to attack this 1 infantry on the mountain. Probably not the best move, just because that 10 could have attacked this guy, for example. Probably would have been a better hit. But I guess he wanted to get the hit right there. Again, the medium tank should have moved and attacked something else, perhaps. But I guess they really wanted to hit the artillery. An interesting choice. They really wanted to kill the artillery. So, all of a sudden, I lost a lot of units here. I actually have nothing to fight back with. Kind of devastating. But I have my super. So, can I do something with it? Let's find out. Go for the comm tower. Again, the only thing that can stop me is this tank. So I'm forcing them to use a vehicle to stop me. And I'm capturing their other city. I'm even forming a wall so I can try and prevent them from stopping the captures. They aren't going to be able to do anything. They're all 1 HP, so it's not really like I have an army to fight with. But I can threaten the properties. So I see over here I move my tank off. For some reason, my super still targeted my medium tank right here. It was targeting my medium tank. I don't know why. I'm pretty sure they fixed that and it wasn't supposed to do that, but for some reason it was still trying to aim for it. So I shot twice here, I believe. Yes. So I shot twice on the left side and then once right here on the medium tank and battlecopter. I'm actually very pleased with that. That nullifies this medium tank again. It's a 4, yes, but it won't be doing too much damage now. So overall, I did about, what is that? That's 26? Yeah, I did 26k damage in value to them. So I kind of evened out the playing field in that regard. So it was a pretty good hit. And now all of a sudden, their units are all dead. Again, my medium tank and neo tank are completely alive, and the only thing they have over here now is 1 anti-air and a bunch of infantry. There is nothing for them defending all these units. Like what I do, I have 0 infantry on this side. That doesn't matter. I already have the properties. I'm gonna go kill everything. Heck, I even forced them. You want this comm tower? Okay, well, here. You want to attack? I'm gonna keep killing all of your guys. You could go kill the battlecopter, totally fine, but I'm going to hit that anti-air regardless. That is your only healthy unit. I move all my guys around. Again, I'm trying to do as much damage over here as I can, not really looking to stop them, just prevent them from, running me over. And again, even though they're 1 HP, they are still in the way. You have to use these healthy, strong units to block to get through to them. And I'm capturing your city and comm tower, so. Again, I'm threatening a lot, with these little 1 HP units. So, very useful, even though they're not dead. So they go for the battlecopter kill, as expected. Trapped my neo tank, by the way. That's hilarious. Killed my infantry, killed another guy, killed another tank, killed the tank, and they interrupt the comm tower. As you guys can see, they only have 1 unit left. I get their city. That's a win for me, especially given the fact that all my other units were dead anyways. So, right on. And, yeah, they're just trapping my neo tank in there. Again, all their vehicles are dead. Nothing they can do. So, they have no real option. They build a medium tank, but again, I have a medium tank and a neo tank. You need stronger units than that. They even had to base skip this turn because they don't have enough money. Alright, so day 19, or second half of day 19 now, and again, my tanks can just roll over. There's another kill. There's another kill. Now there's no tanks here threatening to destroy my guys. Neo tank kills the 7. I kill off the anti-air. So again, this artillery cannot recover. This is a 7 tank on their next turn, but again, they can't attack any of my tanks at all, and this guy can't reach me. Pure domination on this side. There's nothing they can do. The right side, I retreat a little bit, get the kill on the tank, get the battlecopter kill. I'm satisfied with just evening that out as well. What happened? Oh, the replay had a bug, I believe. I killed the tank. I killed the battlecopter. Oh, I used the artillery. So I used the artillery to attack the medium tank, and I actually did a damage. So that was really nice. And now, again, now it's a 3. Even worse situation, still can't do anything. And I did leave my entire in range of tank, so I do have to build another one for the battlecopter. No problem. I got 4 tanks to their 2, so I'm satisfied with that. Heck, I even built 2 more tanks as well. Again, these pipelines being gone, we could just walk through the center. Come on, they did not kill the artillery. In fact, is that lucky or what? Because they have a 2 comm tower. Oh yeah, look at that. 8 to 13 damage, and they didn't kill the 1 artillery. That's pretty insane. That was very unlucky on their part. They had to use 2 infantry to kill it in order to get to my anti-air. So now their main tank is even dead even more because they attacked into my tank. So again, no anti-air, so the battlecopter is free to get attacked. So that's where the black boat comes into handy. You know, just flies through here. By the way, they have their black boat still alive in the bottom left corner. This anti-air can technically just drive through and actually lock down my airport. And then of course, if I send a tank here, you know, I have to go around the pipeline, so they could just kind of cross the borders left and right. So that's where something like leaving the black boat was a bad idea, but at the same time, it's been working out for me. Because look, the first time ever, they used their battlecopter and actually moved through the black boat section, but just to kill an infantry. It's not a big deal. So again, they try to surround my tank, but again, doesn't matter. My goal now is to just destroy everything that's in the area, right? They have nothing to fight me with. They have nothing to fight me with. Look, they even built more infantry. There's nothing here. They're just trying to put too much pressure on this side and try to fight over here. But again, they're going to lose all of their guys on that side, so it's kind of a losing battle. Breakthrough, kill the infantry. Medium tank one-shots the infantry on the forest because of 2 comm towers. Neo tank escapes, kill off the artillery. All of a sudden, look, that's fine. You want to attack me? Help push me to my super, right? I don't mind, because if they attack with the medium tank, it's going to leave their medium tank actually vulnerable for attack from my Neo. So if they attack me, let's just say they get lucky and do 4 damage, I'll do 2 damage in retaliation, bringing it down to an 8. My Neo tank and medium tank can attack it and do heavy damage to it. So very bad decision, you know, to not build anything over here to back it up. But again, I go and I interrupt the capture. All these infantry are just going to continue to get weaker and weaker. This anti-air completely useless. I don't need to build any more battlecopters right now. Totally fine with just building tanks to take out all these guys. I attacked the medium tank here with a 1 infantry, and unfortunately, I did not kill it. I had a 1 to 9% chance to kill it, so very unfortunate. I actually took damage because of that. So very sad that I didn't kill it with that 1 infantry. Tank attacks the anti-air. Tank finishes the anti-air. Infantry finish off. Hit the artillery, so now this guy can't do much damage. Yes, they have tanks, but again, I have more tanks and artillery. This is anti-air, sorry. This is my strong side. You know, this is my strong side, so it's easy for me to just send more vehicles up. And again, I sent another infantry, 1 to 9% to attack this guy, and both failed. That's incredible. So, again, this tank, they could attack and break this guy out, and then the tank could attack my anti-air, which would be pretty stupid because I have extra reinforcements. But I built a second anti-air just in case they do that. That way I can retaliate against the battlecopters. But yeah, there's not too much for them to do. I even tech up a little bit and get a medium tank on this side. Again, there's not much they can do to threaten me with any of the units they have. And they continue to attack my units, doing damage, but again, they're not killing my tanks, so I don't mind too much because I could just retreat them, and as Rachel, as long as they're alive, we can capture or capture. We can recover and fight again the next turn. By the way, they used all their units. I got another city. So again, I already have the capture lead again, and I'm going to increase that deficit even more for them. So they got lucky with the hit over here. They actually did an extra damage to me. Wow, pretty crazy. So again, just throwing the infantry into the meat grinder. Anti-air moves into the corner, so again, locking down the airport. I can't do anything about that. That's totally fine. I also built infantry, so I can start pushing out and trying to see if I can make, get some captures over here as well. Because as we know, my vehicles are going to dominate over here. Medium tank retreats. Medium tank moves in. It's the medium tank. Boom! All of a sudden, look at that. Beautiful. All in my favor. But that did give them their super. Tank attacks infantry. Tank attacks infantry. Tank attacks infantry. Oh, look. 3 less infantry to worry about. Nothing here to stop me from attacking these guys now. Very beautiful. I got even another right here. Even if he wants to use the tank, losing engagement. Use the 9, finally kill the medium tank. And again, retreat my tank so they can recover. Boom, boom, boom. So not too many options for them left. Again, I'm going to attack the infantry whenever I can. Scorched Earth, I have the capture advantage. This is their only infantry on this side, and it's dead. So very happy with that. Now, as far as the super is concerned, I don't really know where it's going to shoot, to be honest. I think it calculated over here, because obviously I have some super units. But yeah, I already did the damage I needed to do. So they did use their super. Shot once here, right? Yes. So it shot once over here, and then twice over here. But again, in order to get to my anti-airs, to use their battlecopters, they have to kill these infantry. Not too many options for them. Again, I have all the other vehicles coming in as well. So value-wise, I did lose 17? No, 11. 21. Sorry, 21. Sorry, 21,000. 21,000 in damages. No problem. You guys can see I'm still lead. I still have a huge lead in all aspects. Very disappointing Rachel attack. Tank attacks my medium tank and kills it. Totally fine. My Neo tank's still alive. And they continue to build tanks. 3 tanks this turn, in fact. Battlecopters get to have a little bit of fun. Tank moves in. Again, this is now a dead tank. And, you didn't kill my anti-air, so no real point in, having done that, to be honest. I think that was a waste. This was one of those turns they should have just retreated. So now I have my super, and it's my turn as the second player. They can clearly see this is pretty much over. So I move in, kill the tank for free. Oh, I did not kill it for free. What the heck? Wait, that should have been a kill, right? What are the chances that I didn't kill it? This extra super defense actually proved to be very useful for them. So I actually didn't kill it. That's actually surprising. I even attack here, getting a nice hit as well. Again, I'm trying to manipulate the missiles now. I think it was going to fire around here, but I'm trying to manipulate it even more. Look, kill the medium tank. All of a sudden, I don't have to worry about it anymore. Perfect. I'm going to keep on destroying everything here. Look, now this tank is one. Out of range of these tanks, they can't do anything. Perfect by me. So, kill off the tank. In fact, I don't even think I used my super. So that, I'm holding on to my super. I even saved up a little bit of money too. I have 9,600 saved up. So, look at that. I have defensive walls. I have coverage, territory advantage. I have money saved up to build super units on my next turn. I have my super waiting, forcing them to build a ball of infantry and units just so that they don't get hit hard by my missiles. They use their anti-air and attack my tank on the city. That's actually quite smart because I get no value out of it, and that anti-air is dead. I put my tank in a position where it will automatically attack them, so that was actually really smart. And they build a medium tank on the right side, but it's over. It's over. So I move my Neo tank to go get recovered, going into a kill, get my tanks recovered, kill again. This tank can't reach me, so totally out of position. This one's the only one, but don't want to attack into that because then I'll have the advantage. I'm finally going for this neutral city again. And if they want to stop me, they have to go through my wall of weakened infantry, weakened units. And again, holding on to my super. Now look, I built a Battlecopter and 3 infantry, saving up 15,000 funds. This is now day 24. Again, they're moving their infantry around. There's not much they can do. They're at the mercy of my superpower. I have the option to fire it whenever I want. And now it's my turn again. I had 28,900 in the bank. I got the city. I have a 5 property capture lead now. And I'm going for the next neutral city on the far left side. Again, I don't have to push the attack. I could sit on my ass all day long and just wait for my income to basically run them over. So I just play full defense. Another Neo tank this time on the right side. Again, they have nothing that can really stop me. And now it's day 25 on their turn. They move in, Battlecopter. They know it's over. They're just doing some last minute attacks, forming their big ball of infantry, penguins, doing as much damage as they can. And, they even built a black boat using all of their money up, and they resign at day 25. So you guys can see the statistics here. I got 50 kills with 51 deaths. So overall, I did lose 1 extra unit, but again, I had the capture game the entire way. For the most part, you guys can see here, the value made the huge difference. Yes, they did a lot more value, but again, superpowers played a part. So their supers did more damage to me, but in the end, I did more actual killing damage because of all that. Not to mention, with all the money that I'm getting, extra, I have the advantage to build Neo tanks compared to their medium tanks. I have the advantage of building Battlecopters and tanks on the same turn, where they could only build like 1 and then have to build infantry. And again, like I said before in the very beginning, they built so many artilleries. Unfortunately, the artilleries didn't really do too much. In fact, my artilleries actually came into play more than theirs. So unfortunately, the artilleries weren't exactly the best play. Again, they went over right here, and they moved back 1 space to start attacking that one. Wasted time. That was 1 extra turn. They could have got the city sooner. Would that have played a part? Who knows? 1,000 could make a difference. But overall, a very satisfying match. There was a couple ups and there was a couple downs for both sides. For sure, at one point I did feel like, I may have overextended a little too much at times, but it was a fun mirror match for Rachel. I am not a big fan of playing against Rachel, and I know the frustrations of playing one, so for sure, it was very stressful for both of us, but still a very, very fun game. Thank you, Lance808, for playing. I hope you had fun with it as well. I know we were messaging back and forth as well throughout the match. And it was a really fun match. I really enjoyed it. And overall, the map itself ended up being alright. I don't mind it. But like I said, kind of wall-to-wall engagement. The center of the map, very unplayed. A couple units can move through there. But overall, didn't really come into play. Same thing with the labs. I hate when the labs are not in protection range of a tank or an anti-air. And that's exactly what's happening here. And you guys can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you can't get into the forest with a 6 movement. So it can't protect the lab. I don't like maps that do that, but it didn't really come into play in this matchup. A couple times I was able to get to theirs, but like I said, it really didn't play too much of a point. The biggest thing was the 2 comm towers. It's just a lot of damage output with those 2 comm towers. Changes the whole dynamic of how you play Advanced Wars, because you never know how your walls are going to break, and multiple times, especially with Rachel who has the missiles, multiple times we just fire those missiles or we just break through the walls, and it just pounces on top of our stronger units in the back. So really had to think about this for both sides, but it was a really good match. I really enjoyed it, and I hope you guys enjoyed this too. If you did, hit the like button, Comment down below what you guys thought, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I know I don't put too much Advance Wars content out there. I don't play too much Global League as well, but I do have fun with these public matches. I have been getting matched up with a lot of high-rated players. Recently, I've been going up against a lot of 1300 rated players. I'm not even 1100 rating. I'm 1088 as of this recording. So, you know, the fact that I'm getting these high-rated players in public matches is actually kind of good and bad. It's good practice, as well as it tests my skill. You know, yeah, sure, we could just be taking it chill here and there, but overall, it's still nice to get good practice in and see that I can still compete even with people who are higher rated than I am. So overall, I think I enjoy this, and I hope you guys did too. That's it for now. Hope you guys have a great day, and until then, you know, keep playing, get better, practice. If you guys want to play with me, feel free to, you know, send me a message, you know, invite me to a game. I don't mind playing with you guys, especially if you guys have, if I made a video with you guys in the past, you know, and you guys are pretty cool, you know, let's play again, let's have some fun. But overall, you know, that's it for now. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.